Hello and welcome to our Crafty Collaborations launch party for the 2022 to 2023 Annual Catalogue. I'm Sandra from Sandra's Stamp and Craft Studio, and I'm here in Norfolk in the UK. Our new Annual Catalogue goes live on the 3rd of May 2022 and is here with us for the next 12 months. Today I will be showcasing the Sending Smiles bundle featuring the 22-piece stamp set and 14 dies from the Sending Smiles bundle. For my card today, I have taken a half sheet of grey granite cardstock, cut lengthways down the cardstock at 10.5 centimetres or 4.5 inches. I have turned the card and scored it at 14.85 centimetres, which for the USA is 5.5 inches. For my middle layer, I have a piece of basic white card that measures 10 centimetres by 14.3, which is 4 inches by 5 inches. Then I have a piece of Designer Series paper that measures 9.5 centimetres by 13.8, or 3 3/4 by 4 3/4. This paper is taken from the Sun Prints 12-inch by 12-inch Designer Series paper, featuring colours in grey granite, night of navy, Pacific Point and starry sky, and can be found in the new Annual Catalogue. These two layers will be adhered together using Tombow multi-purpose adhesive. This panel will now be cut with a rectangle from the stitched rectangle dies using the 5th largest die. I will use my cut and emboss machine, making sure that this is evenly spaced in the centre. Now I have my Scotch tape here, just taking a couple of pieces to make sure that that is adhered evenly around the outside edges. So keeping these two lined up where they came from, and that's correct, I'm now going to bring on my base card. Now I'm going to lay these onto my card so that they're in position evenly around the outside, but without sticking them. So I've placed a piece of my repositionable Scotch tape on the borders there, the opposite corners. This piece is now going to be adhered in here, making sure that it's lined up and flat to the bottom of my card. So I will remove my Scotch tape from the side here and then lift off the frame gently and making sure that that is well fastened to the base of my card. The panel here is going to be made to look like a frame around the outside. So this is going to have dimensionals, very heavily with the dimensionals in the outside corners and the inside edges. And the rest I will just fill in with some smaller minis. Now with the dimensionals attached, we are going to place the frame over the top, making sure that we line up facing the right way, the same as the pattern in the middle. And there is our framed piece ready to go. The stamp set that I'm using today is from the Sending Smiles, which is a lovely 22-piece stamp set, and also has a set of 14 dies as well. I have pre-mounted my stamps on the blocks, so I'm going to bring this to the table and stamp some of the images that I need. So I'll start off with our garden green and the leaf image, and inking this up generously on here. We'll stamp that clearly. All of these images will be die cut. Next I'll be using two of our in colours, the Orchid Oasis and the Starry Sky, with the larger image being stamped in the darker one and the lighter one for the Orchid Oasis. The Orchid Oasis I think as being like a cornflower blue. It's a beautiful colour. And the Starry Sky being the darker of the two. While I have the Starry Sky ink pad open, I'm going to stamp the greeting that will also be die cut with one of the banner dies. My crushed curry ink pad will be used to stamp the two middles of these flowers. Be careful with this small one not to lose, it literally is just a dot. Each of those images is now going to be die cut, and I'll return with those cut pieces. I have two further images here from the Sentiments. This is an outie and an innie, where you can layer the two layers on top of each other. Now to do this, I have some Tombow on my mat here, my silicone mat, and a small piece of sponge. And I place this on a part of the mat here. The silicone mat will actually resist the glue, the adhesive, and can be washed easily. Just going to tap this all over the back. This will help make sure that it's a nice neat finish and no excess glue squeezes out from the side. Now all that's left to do on here is the eye, the dot on the eye. I want to just show you how these can be, this is this tiny little piece here on my mat. When I'm die cutting, mass producing these, I take a toothpick or a cocktail stick and a little tiny dot of my Tombow and place that in position. I then use my take or pick tool with the putty end and picking that up just on the outside edge and placing that over the Tombow and pressing that down. Okay, if you're making lots of these, I recommend that you attach that little dot immediately when you've cut those. Sometimes it can get caught in the left behind in the die. So these are all ready to be placed onto my card. I'm going to move the sticky out of the way. When I'm building my card, I like to start at the bottom and build upwards. So we're starting here with my greenery. I'll just tuck this so that the bottom of the stem can't be seen. The positioning can be any angle you wish, and the flower heads can actually lean just slightly off the design. Like this one here, I like to place this between two of the petals, the top of the stem, and this can just touch over the edges there. That's quite okay. So I'm going to take a couple of dimensionals.
Just look around and you can see it's so much more than stamps and ink. It's more than just a card you see. It's part of you, a part of me.
You can see here the two different tones of blue. And for our sentiment, this is double layered, so it's quite strong, and this is going to be suspended across that sunken piece there. So both ends will be attached with Tombow and a few pieces of dimensional in the center. So I'll bring my mini dimensionals back over. There's a little tiny piece there, and I'll place the dimensionals just in a couple of key points, and then Tombow on the outside edges. Remove those backings. Then we can position this just diagonally across here. With the S and the G in place, just tap those gently in the remainder, and then we're ready for the sentiment. Now, because this is sunken in the center here, I'm going to put some mini dimensionals along the back of this end. Just 3 of those, and then the end will be adhered with some Tombow, because that will be on the raised piece already. Okay, and there we're finished. So this is going to go wherever you choose, remembering that this will be brought up to the same level as the rest of the card frame. Okay, and there is our finished card. To add some bling on here, I'm going to use my Dark Starry Sky Stampin' Blend and colour in those gems. Just gently, without scrubbing the nib and damaging the nib, just gently over the top of those gems. They are alcohol based and they dry very quickly. And I'll use my tweezers, I'm taking 2 together there, to bring these down and just pop. I'll put them at the top, just to space those 3, just slightly, keeping them nice and evenly spaced in the corner there. For my card liner, I have a piece of basic white cardstock and a strip left over from my designer series paper. I will attach that down the side of the liner. It's a little bit longer than I need, so I will trim that afterwards. And I like to leave a little bit of gap of white as well, just so it's nice and even down the side there. Turning that over and snipping that off with the scissors, as paper snips. And that's ready to be attached on the inside of my card. And there's my finished card. I hope you've enjoyed my project today, and thank you for joining the Crafty Collaboration 2022 to 2023 Annual Catalogue Launch Party. Please click the like and subscribe buttons below on each of our videos so that you can be notified of future videos as we release them. If you are in the UK and do not currently have a Stampin' Up demonstrator, all my contact details are in the description below, including links to other Facebook and YouTube lives on a weekly basis. Enjoy the rest of your Crafty Collaborations projects today, and hope to see you here again soon. Bye for now.